Welcome back to Don't Make Me Tap Again. So, this podcast is all about using EFT, a powerful nervous system regulation tool to help us as parents to get out of our own way because we know that our kids need us to show up differently. We know that we want to break old generational patterns of reacting, but our conditioning, our mind gets in the way, if I'm being quite honest. And so today I want to talk before we tap, as I always do. I do love to talk. I want to talk about our intuition versus what's going on in our head. So, as humans, I mean, as mammals, I think as creatures, we have this inner knowing. We all have it. It's a part of how we process what's happening around us. I even think it's part of our survival, right? If you think back thousands of years ago, or however long you believe that humans have been on this planet or mammals have been on this planet, that as animals, we have this inner knowing. I think as humans, we have the capacity to share it in such a great way, in a way that we can really shift humanity. We can shift the way that people think. So I believe that to be so true. And also, I believe that conditioning or our life kind of dulls that. It gets in the way or it causes us to not trust it. So, have you ever had it where maybe you have this insight or you have this intuitive download or you have this brilliant idea and you're instantly like, "Ooh, I need to share this or I need to do something about this." And then within moments, your mind kicks in and creates all this doubt and confusion and insecurities. That's how we are. Here's what I know. I believe that our energy, however you believe that we were created, or, soul or God or spirit, whatever you believe is in us, I think that it does have this way of helping us see possibility, see different ways of doing things, see what we're here to do on this planet. And I think this applies as it comes to parenting too. I know in my experience as a mom, there were so many things that would pop into my head like, oh, that's a great way to handle this. Or, or my gut would tell me that my kiddo needed a hug instead of a consequence. But quickly, my mind would kick in and my mind would say, oh, what would other people think? Or what did, that professional or expert tell me that I needed to do? That quickly our mind takes over and it dulls out that instinct that is a part of all of us. So currently today, starting on November 11th, 2025, we've been going through the energy of gate 43. Gate 43 is all about insight. It's all about, I had to peek at my notes, right? I forgot what it was called. I was going to say instinct, but that's not right. Gate 43 is the gate of insight. So during this time, so for the next several days, whether or not this gate is highlighted in your chart, we all get to experience it at a much deeper level. And to me, what that means is that as parents, as humans, as whatever your role is in life, and we all wear many different hats for our many different roles, that during this time, we all have a little bit of I don't know, a nudge to listen to that insight, to allow it the time and space that it needs to flourish and grow. And we all have this capacity to turn off our mind, or not, I don't even know if turn off is quite the right word that I want to use there. We all have this capacity to thank our mind for bringing other ideas, for reminding us of what we've learned, and still we have the capacity to say, thank you, mind, but I actually don't need that professional's advice about this idea. I'm going to trust my instincts. I'm going to trust the insight that's coming to me. I also want to throw out there, though, that this gate of insight that we're in right now, it's also tied to right timing. And so even though you might have these insights about maybe how you should approach parenting differently, or something you want to do in your business, or something that you want to say somebody, even though you might have those insights, It's also important to pay attention to the right timing because not every moment is the right moment to share your brilliance. And I don't mean that because your brilliance doesn't matter. It absolutely does, but not everybody's ready for it. So while we're in this energy, I want to use EFT to help clear some space, to maybe turn off our minds a little bit and to allow us, I don't know, to allow us the permission to trust that insight that we all experience, but perhaps we've lost sight of it. Perhaps we've dulled it out so much that we don't notice it so much. So, are you ready? We're going to tap together. All you have to do, if this feels right for you, is tap along with me. Here we go. So, even though I don't always trust my insights and I let my mind take over, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I don't always trust my insights and I let my mind take over, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I don't always trust my insights and I let my mind take over, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Take a deep breath. Top of the head. I don't always trust my insights. Inside the eye. I don't always trust my insights. In the temple. I let my mind take over. Under the eye. I don't always trust my insights. Under the nose. Or I don't trust right timing. In the chin. I might share what I know and it's not quite the right time. I don't always trust my insights. Under the arm. I don't always trust my insights. Take another deep breath. Did anything come up for you as we went through that tapping sequence? Maybe your mind feels a little bit freer. Maybe you feel a little bit more peace so that you can thank your mind for being its brilliant self and reminding you of what you've learned. And perhaps you feel a little bit more permission to let those thoughts go and trust your insights. I do want to show you something called a choice point statement. So if you've noticed any shifts in the way that you're trusting yourself through that last sequence, I like to follow it up with something called a choice point statement. So in a choice point statement, we state what our problem was before and what we choose. So here we go. Even though in the past, I didn't trust my insights, I now choose to see that I know what I need to know when I need to know it. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though in the past, I didn't trust my insights and I didn't trust right timing, I now choose to see that I know what I need to know when I need to know it. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though in the past, I didn't trust my insights, I now choose to see that I know what I need to know when I need to know it. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. On top of the head, I trust my knowing. Inside the eyebrow, I trust my knowing. On the temple, I trust my knowing. Under the eye, trust my knowing. Trust my knowing. Trust my knowing. Trust my knowing. I trust my knowing. Take another deep breath. Well, I hope that you are feeling a greater sense of peace, that you're perhaps feeling a bit more permission to trust your insights, to trust that you do know what you need to know, and to trust that when the timing is right, that the right people will call you out. The right people who are ready for what you have to share, they'll be waiting for you. So that's it for today. Thank you for hanging out with me at Don't Make Me Tap Again.